hip-hop on the grind with OVERYT.
The man who controls the hype.
The legend, based on the amount of work and all that he's done within the space, lyrical ability, and what he's currently doing, which makes him relevant right now, man. But before we actually get into that, man, can you talk about who Kriss Anti-B is, what hip-hop is to him, and how did the bug find him?
Yo, that's like 3 questions, right?
In one.
I like that though. Anti to the B, Kriss Anti to the B, you feel me? Like, I won't say like what the B stands for, because we're on radio. Shout out to the censorship, you feel me?
Word up.
But like, Kriss Anti to the B is a hip-hop creative entrepreneur, you feel me? Like, I'm an MC first and foremost. I'm a hip-hop head second foremost. Actually, first and foremost, I'm a hip-hop head, you know what I mean? I'm a scholar of the culture. Like, I was schooled by this entire thing that we live through, that we breathe through every day, you feel me? And I rap, I better rap. And outside of that, in terms of like the stuff that really makes Kriss Anti-B stand out there in terms of the brand, it's the stuff that I do behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Like, I do events, I host battle rap events, I've got a merch clothing type situation, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a street hip-hop head, man, scholar of the culture, trying to put it out there, you know what I mean? That's all I am, real talk, like a scholar of the culture, trying to elevate to the last grandmaster level, you feel me?
Dope, grandmaster level, man.
Grandmaster level, that's something a lot of cats don't get. In the 70s when you came up, and I ain't trying to like, back in the days, you know what I mean? But back in the days, you just become an important dude, you feel me? Like from the 70s and the 80s and the early 90s, for you to reach grandmaster level, the work gotta be out there for you putting on for the culture. The skills gotta be out there for you putting on for the culture, and the highest level or the skill. So when I say grandmaster, it's not necessarily just because of a title, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to reach for grandmaster level right now. I'm a scholar of the culture. I feel like I got a doctorate and shit, you feel me? I got a doctorate and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? We got that. I know I can't swear in this sort of like mainstream platform, but shout out to that though.
No diggity doubt. Now, can you tell us how it all began though? Because now the bug bites us differently, and within the spider bite and all that, you know, like, how did your powers come about? You know, like, what does it actually take for you to actually elevate? Let's talk about the raps. How did the raps begin first?
Boom, bro, that's crazy, because I'm a hood dude, bro, right? Like, I come from the hood. Like, look, I grew up in a suburban upbringing type situation, but I liked the townships more than I liked the suburban space. So I'd always like sleep at home, but I'd always spend most of my time in the hood, and more the hood had like in the early 2001, basically, you know what I mean? Like, I'm 32 this year, you feel me? So real talk, bro. I've been in this game for like 15 years in that sense, you feel me? So when I caught on to the bug, I was a hood dude listening to Abomdu, TKZ. If you look at those sort of dudes, Bobo Chiskop and all of that, they always had like a hip-hop influence into their sound and their energy and that sort of vibe. And I always resonated towards that, outside of it just being hood. There was just something about it, like, yo, there's just something more about what those do. They sound a bit like Tupac. They sound a bit like Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? And then I went through my situation with like high school, got into grade 8, grade 9. Grade 9 was where the actual bug caught on, because I was part of the hood situation, dancing, you know, the house situation. Shout out to Fresh or Skeeto and all them dudes, you feel me? But when the hip-hop bug caught on with like grade 9, when like I feel like South African hip-hop, like if you look at it between 2000 and like 1998 and 2003, that's when hip-hop started taking up music. Like Lee Club was 96, Mother Load dropped in 96, you know what I mean? It dropped in 96, and then we had Maximum Sentence and Expressions, and there was a third album, Ele Yabo Crooked, the Warmonger, that audio-visual project, you know what I mean? That dropped. When that dropped between 2001 and 2003, that was the bug. From like, it gave me a home outside of like, I got Wybom Do and Chiskop and them, why they were doing that sort of vibe. And then when I got indoctrinated into that sort of vibe in terms of what was going on with the rap activity jam, you feel me? Boli Kasumba, Bad Boy T, and what they're doing, Rude Boy Paul, Oskido. So like, basically, so the bug literally came from, if I have to put it in a nutshell, rap activity jam when it was still on Wednesdays on YFM from 7 to 9. Feel me? Asylum Tribe. Think of all of the crews that are God right now. Bro. Those are the crews they made it that time. You feel me?
We're just born, and it's crazy. Like you're talking about all this stuff, right? And in my head, right, I'm realizing that snap, bro. Like, I'm coming up in an era where everything already happened. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but anyways, now so now in terms of like your battles, okay, not the battle, but like the raps and all that stuff. Now, how important is it to like pay your dues and like get in ciphers and all that stuff, bro?
Look, again, going back to the like a lot of like not even new school dudes in terms of the sound per se, like younger cats, you know what I mean, like 24, 25-year-olds. Like when you tell them, look, in order for you to get a name back then, in order for you to get taken seriously, you didn't just drop a song on SoundCloud, you didn't just drop a song on Spotify and then boom, you posting it on your social media. You literally had to go to the spaces and prove yourself with the people that were relevant at the time. So whoever was that dude at the time, you had to go into those spaces and try to hang with them. So when you get into those spaces and try to hang with them, then you get to elevate towards that point, you know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of like dragging it from falling in love with hip-hop to wanting to make hip-hop to a next level type situation, you if you don't appreciate what was going on before what's going on with you right now, there's no way that you can make some future. You feel me? Like you can make a future out of nothing, but if it's about
you need a
for a culture like based, like it's like African culture, you cannot appreciate African culture without knowing like Kings of the Tini just passed away this week. Rest in peace to the king. I want to shout out to the Zulu nation and this and the third. I see a lot of negativity from other tribes even within the Zulu nation, in terms of other things that a lot of people didn't agree with, even like certain things I didn't agree with him, but you wouldn't be able to appreciate what that man achieved in terms of what he was and what he represented if you didn't understand where Ushaga and the people that came before Ushaga came through from. So that's exactly what hip-hop. So if you are not a better rap is like, the thing is, a lot of people take better rap like it's always been about I am better than you lyrically. It was never about that. Hip-hop started as a DJ, you feel me? The DJ was that guy. The MC was never the lyrical miracle guy that was supposed to kill the other dude. It was just a guy hosting the show. So if I'm a better MC at hosting the show, it was not about the rhymes. Like if I can excite the crowd and move the crowd just by not lyrical, I'm rapping. It's just, you know what I mean? So
hippity hip,
you feel me? Like, and then that's when battle rap came through. And when battle rap came through, it was not about also killing you lyrically, ganjalo. It was about who's the most exciting when I'm facing the crowd,
who's the freshest and all that. And then that's when that KRS, like that's how KRS won.
KRS and them grabbed it like in further stages, like now obviously because it evolves, feel me, it evolves. It's not just like it didn't just stop there, like it started as just I'm the better host, then no, actually I got better words than you say, I got better skills, I got better rhyme patterns, I got better, you know what I mean, then it elevated. So I feel like battle rap is very important in terms of you being an MC and elevating and sharpening your skills and getting to that level of point where you feel like you're a god tier, feel me? But in the same breath, because hip-hop is elevated and expanded so much that it's not only about the lyrical MCs, you are able to do it in other ways and pop within hip-hop, because people want to define what hip-hop is, and we can never own.
And also people, who can account, and people want to define what like real hip-hop is.
Exactly. And when you get to real hip-hop, right, and you get that era where you had to battle in order for you to get a deal, that era has not been done in the past 10 years. Feel me? Then it went from I battle to get a deal or I battle to get relevance to I am making music on social media or I'm making music online in order for me to get my clouds and that sort of vibe. So battle rap and how it's evolved too, it's evolved in terms of like battle rap, it's its own industry right now. You know what I mean? Like we literally have a battle on the 3rd of April, Cassidy versus Hitman Holla. Hitman Holla is on Wildin' Out. Cassidy's Cassidy got a $250,000 for that. Feel me? Hitman got $100,000 because of the brand. You see, like they weigh up the brands. If battle rap is elevated from me and you, OVERYT is a battle rapper, Anti-B is a battle rapper, we meet each other in the streets, you killing the cypher, let's battle, let's see who's the illest out here. It's elevated to who's getting paid $250K in dollars, who's getting paid $100,000. So it's still very relevant. But if you are trying to go to that sort of market, because if you can battle rap and you make music like Bo Conway and that sort of vibe, because them niggas do like that sort of like hip hop, underground, grimy type of stuff. You know what I mean? You can still win. But if you trying to blow up like Young Thug and Ricky Rick and Casper and all them dudes, there's no reason for you to battle rap. You know what I mean? And it all comes down to the money aspect and the skill aspect. So if you want the skill aspect to be at the highest level and be respected as the master of lyrical, miracle, spiritual, then you go do that. But if you just want to dance and do your thing, you do that. And until people find the balance and happiness, that man is doing what that man is happy with, and that man is doing about what he's happy with, then it's always going to be that war. You know what I mean? But battle rap is very important, but it's not for everybody, and it doesn't have to be for everybody. You feel me?
Okay, and like, when did you reach that point? Because now the first time I got introduced to you, like, your name actually has been ringing in the streets, whatever. But the first time I saw you, like, you know, like not physically but digitally, was at Scrambles for Money, and then you were battling Demon and all that, and that you literally blew my mind and all that. So now, when do you get to the point where you're like, okay, there's something deeper than me rapping and enticing a crowd? Like, when do you get to that point where now, okay, cool, I need to do more for the culture, I need to start doing events, I need to start, like what goes through your mind when that like happens for you?
Okay, starting that, actually, as somebody that tries to put on like young up and coming artists and new age and the artists and type shit, you know what I mean, like in terms of like platforms and what we do at Hip Hop 411. And
shout out to Hip Hop 411. Shout
out to my dude Lwazi, shout out to Mbali, you know what I mean? We good guys, we out here representing the culture. But taking your question, Khori, at what point did that stuff change my mind state, right? So Scrambles for Money, also shout out to Janai, right? A lot of people think me and Janai have beef. Like, we don't have beef, we just have differences, you feel me? We just have differences. And Janai not necessarily made, but it gave us a platform for a lot of us that were just street cypher rappers. Like a face, you feel me? Like, he gave us like an opportunity to be a brand, you feel me? A lot of people that come from that street to now, you are visible to people, and people recognize you as that rapper, and that rapper don't get it when they get to that spot. You know what I mean? So me, I totally feel like I understood. It's okay. Now I have this brand, right? And this brand is taking me this far. So in order for me to get to this point in time, I need to do this and the third. So the rapping thing, in terms of the content that I do, which is very conscious, very anti-system, very rebellious, very hard, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily receptive to the general public. And I understand that. It takes a certain mind state of maturity for you to get to that headspace. Or look, I know my stuff is niche. I am comfortable with my stuff being niche, but I'm not trying to be a broke rapper, because I could be doing this niche stuff and just be a broke rapper forever. But I'm gonna try to eat off what, like, a lot of I was telling JP's in the studio, by the way. Join Pusha, shout out.
Join Pusha, word up to SCF.
We're having a conversation in the whip, actually, like on the way to the studio, and we were talking about how we were able to monetize our brands. The fact that we're in the game right now and people identify us as this guy that does this and the third, we're able to he's able to monetize that stuff in terms of his studio and his technical behind the scenes stuff. I'm able to monetize that in terms of my merch, which is one of the things like that keeps me moving the most, you know what I mean? Like,
and the streets, man, like you like dude, like your street cred is so dope that you just say a word and then people
things pop off. But like, that also comes off, like when I overwrite now. A lot of people don't understand, Hori. You cannot, like, for you to reach that point where when you say things happen. It's not one event, it's not 3 events, it's not 4 events, it's a bunch of stuff that goes in, a lot of money that goes in for you, a lot of money with no returns, you feel
sacrifice.
Me? That's the thing.
Hip hop talks about how much you're willing to sacrifice,
how much you, and that's the thing, they think willing to sacrifice is only a physical thing. It's not, it's a money thing, it's a psychological thing. It's you literally committing yourself. Look, I'm gonna do this day to day until this stuff pays off, whether it pays off in terms of props or whether money. because it's never been about like the money aspect has never been the inspiration.
Yeah.
I am happy that I was able to be smart enough to move away from, like, because there were dudes, like, if you're talking about scrambles for money, there were dudes way bigger than me in scrambles for money. You know what I mean? Like, at least I can think of 3 names that were way bigger than me in scrambles for money. And right now they're not relevant in anything in terms of hip hop in South Africa, simply because they were not able to monetize. I was able to monetize that stuff. You feel me? Like, so if you are able to see, okay, Kriss is doing his thing in terms of battle rap, he's getting the views, he's getting the numbers, okay, drop a project. So I drop music.
Yeah,
people vibe with that, like, oh, you keep moving with the battle rap vibe, but you're making more music.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it means, because a lot of people, remember, a lot of people within the alternative independent space, they don't fall in love with your hype smoke screen stuff. They fall in love with ideology. They fall in love with revolution. So when you tell when you tell them what you live for and you prove it day to day, they're like, dude, I'm gonna pay for that simply because this dude is really doing this for. I could show you my DMs, bro, on all my social media, bro. People be crying on my DMs, like, bro, I have an older bro. This is the guy. Name drop the guy's name. If he kept it on like you are keeping it on, that bro would have paid for everything the family gotta pay for right now. You feel me? Like, I got that sort of stuff, dude. So a lot of people believe in the culture, but they believe in it only in emotional state. They're not really trying to get out there and put in the money and really get out there. That's why I don't like to work with dudes that don't have an alternative income. You know what I mean? Because when you work with those sort of people, like Baya Paisisega sometimes, I'm telling like, and when they Paisisega, like, they good with what skills they do, then they come back and project that stuff on you. Like, I ain't get paid this month. If I was not working with you for free, then, you know what I mean?
Or you'd be like, yo, man, I'm doing something over here. Could you please help me pull up and do these things? And they're like, yeah, but OVERYT, you're not looking at the profit. I'm like, dog, I don't care about the profit. This thing needs to happen, bro. And then the rest will, but then, dog, I'm like in my 30s and I'm like, okay, I feel you.
That's
bro.
when you can tell, look, bro doesn't have an alternative income. That's why I'm like 32 and I got my alternative income, and I don't worry every time I go to studio, what am I gonna drink? You know, like, you know what I mean? That's sort of like little things, like, whatever. You can't be in studio for 12 hours and you're doing the whole, we were in studio for 12 hours, not eating, not smoking, not drinking. Come on, guys, come on. That's Anyana to say, hey, babe, feel me.
Man, like, dog, like, yo, man, like, we've even like run out of time, bro.
Oh, stars.
like, yeah, I feel like I haven't even asked you anything, bro. Honestly speaking, man. Like, and you're just giving me ideas on like how to like take this further, man. I feel like we gotta do podcasts more so that we have unlimited time and just unpack things, man. But like, tell us what's happening, like in your pipeline right now, man. What does Kriss Anti-B got going on? And yeah, man, damn, bro, it's hot past already, bro.
I know. We could go on, bro. Drink champs. What up?
I saw they shouted you guys out, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Drink Champs, man. You know, shout out to Hip Hop 411 and all those vibes. Look, I think first and foremost, the fact that you're a proper hip hop head and somebody that genuinely loves the culture, and you are able to have this sort of space to be able to put this sort of platform, and abantu abafana njengami, abantu abafana njengo L7 and everybody that you, JP, you know what I mean, like all of those people with that sort of space or want to build with the sort of people about OB, that's very important first and foremost, you know what I mean? So like shout out for that. Hopefully like the powers that be, they let you do what you need to do in order, because like if you make them believe, we would say yes, there is numbers out there, because that's important to them. Like they need to know that there's numbers out there. So if what we doing contributes to you winning more for the, because I told you, remember I told you on your phone, if you're the leader of the revolution, do that, do what we gotta do.
Hip hop on the grind with OVERYT.
The man who controls the hype.